Mom, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, my love. I love you, Eric. And hello, Renuka, my love.
Hi.
Okay, so we're going to interview Eric's brought him in, and of course Renuka too. Someone who I wish I had known in
I
life because he seems to have been so amazing and so popular. I've had so many calls to interview him, an actor from Bollywood. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but it looks beautiful on paper. Um, can you
it's
pronounce
it's
your name, please? And
it's
welcome.
it's Sushant Singh Rajput.
Well, it's beautiful, even more beautiful than it looks on paper. Sushan, you pronounce the T at the end now.
Yeah, yeah.
Sh- Sushant
Sushant.
Singh, huh? Sushant
Yeah,
Singh Rajput.
yeah. You got it. You got it right.
Wow. Well, listen, I can relate because my name has very often been botched, and I don't care. So, well, you have so many fans who have mourned your loss. You're lost, but you're really not lost, right?
No, he's saying I'm having a time of my life. Although I do feel for my fans who mourn for me, and I'm so overwhelmed even in spirit. And I feel all their love, and I receive all their prayers. In fact, he's saying that's the reason that he's at peace. That's the reason he feels that he's not lost anything. It still carries forward whatever he earned while he was in the body. By the way,
Well,
he's great buddies with Eric. They hang out together a lot.
oh, tell me about that. Tell me about that relationship and what you guys do and why. Why the connection?
So Eric pops in right now, and he's saying that, "Mom, you know that it's one of my, main role to assist the souls who pass over due to suicide.
Yes.
No matter what it is, it's suicide or otherwise, but he's there for the souls who feel lost after passing over, and he sort of connected with him because there are a lot of similarities in their personalities, and he was lost, and I suppose he's connected to an energy to which Eric is also strongly connected, although he's not revealing the source or that energy, but he's saying that we sort of connect because of a common energy we are connected to. And he was very lost
Oh,
once he left the body, and he didn't know where to go, what happened, because he was not expecting it. And that's how Eric reached. He was the first one to reach to him to help him in the transition.
yeah.
And they have been hanging around quite a bit after that. And Eric is now teaching him the ropes of afterlife, and they're very good friends.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's so great. Is that why we've gotten so many requests to interview him, Eric? Because of that?
Yeah, he's laughing out loud. He's saying half of those requests, Mom, I have put them in their mind because I wanted to help my friend. I wanted to, help him speak out through our blog to all those who love him, who mourn him.
Oh,
So
well, I'll let you, Sushant, I'll let you have the mic a bit more because you're used to that. What else would you like to say to your fans? And of course, you can also say things specifically, you don't have to give their names, to family and of course to friends.
First of all, he's asking for forgiveness for all the hurt and trauma that he's caused by his sudden passing over. He says, "I would have done everything in my limits if it was in my hands to, prevent it." And he says, "I am so overwhelmed every minute, when those waves of love and prayers and good wishes hit him, coming from all over the world from his fans." So he's saying, actually, I'm still processing it. I'm still so overwhelmed with all the love that I'm receiving, all the prayers and good wishes. And the third thing that he's saying is that he's also very, very thankful for the support that his family has received
Oh,
from
good.
his family.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. He says that I know that my sudden passing away has caused a lot of pain and trauma, but he wishes that it's not that way, because he's kind of a person, he was that kind of a person even when he was in the body, that he wouldn't wish any hurt or any pain to cause to anyone because of him. He's a very soft, gentle personality, you know.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I wish I could prevent that and I could stop that. But he's also wanting to convey that he has no regrets. He is at peace. He is, he's very much happy with this transition, with this change in his journey, because he's saying that his mind is very vast. He's not limited by possibilities. You know, he was a very great thinker. You know, where he didn't see any possibilities, any restrictions or any limitations to himself. So he's saying, when I was in the body, I didn't see any limitations, and now that I don't have the body, in fact, I'm freer. So I am at peace. I'm
Yeah.
at peace. I am no longer grieving, or I'm no longer in pain. So I want my fans to understand this and to stop grieving or mourning my loss. He does welcome love and prayers. He's saying that always overwhelms him, that always makes him feel very happy, because he never expected or he never thought that, you know, he had so much of following or so much of love of his fans.
Yeah. So, do you have any messages for any of your family members or any of your friends? Or it could be generally to the family too. It doesn't have to be any specific ones.
He's talking about his family. He's saying, I want to convey a few things which are very, very important. And that was, you know, one of his main aims of coming and talking through this blog, is that he wants to convey and assure his family that he's at peace. He is not struggling with any regrets or any demands for justice, because he believes in karma. He knows that life is much bigger and, you know, much larger than what we live in our body. And he believes the same while he's in the spirit, and he's saying it's too vast a journey, and I wish to convey to them that I am at peace. I'm at peace. And I'm very happy because he's with his mom.
Oh, okay, okay. Would you like your mother to come to this interview as well and participate?
No, he's saying, no, I don't want to disturb her. She's at,
Okay. All right.
no,
Now,
thank.
there's a question, and you just already answered it, as to whether you were murdered or it was suicide. But of course, maybe certain things sort of nudged you to take your
Yeah.
life. Um, did it have anything to do with your patents? I didn't even know you had patents, but you had apparently some patents. Is that true?
No. He's saying, I never had any destructive patterns, at least not the patterns which will push him to suicide. So
Okay.
he's saying,
Yeah.
no, it's not that way.
Okay. Did it have anything to do with your girlfriend? Is it Rhea? Is that how you, or Rhea? Rhea?
uh, he's sort of being a little bit defensive, and he's saying, I wouldn't like to take names and, you know, interfere
Okay.
with the,
All right.
you know, with the free will and whatever is going on in the physical, because he's saying, I believe in justice, I believe in karma, and I know that, and even if it's not judicial justice or, you know, whatever, I know that whatever happened and whatever was not meant to happen, the person responsible will be paying for it, you know. So he's saying, I don't take names and create more complications. He's saying that anything that is meant to happen will happen, and he does not want to interfere in the process, because he's more of detached than what is happening.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, it could be a person that maybe just had negative entities attached to him or her too, right? Could that be the case here?
I'll ask him.
Okay.
He's smiling and he's saying no. There are reasons separate and different from these ones. Although he was struggling with certain certain issues within himself, but he's saying that's normal for everyone. Every one of us go through that, and it was very normal, and it was nothing the way it is being exaggerated. It's nothing like that. It was
Okay.
normal. Any healthy individual will will go through those issues. So
Well,
no.
some people say that you had bipolar disease and that you were diagnosed. Well, maybe you were diagnosed, but maybe you didn't have it. So now that you're on the other side and you have a detached, objective perspective, what would you say to that?
He said I had a lot of issues within me which kept me confused between my choices because I was still trying to search myself and understand what I actually want from life.
Yes, of
But
course, everybody goes through
I
that.
yeah, he said I was not bipolar. I was still trying to understand what I want, and I wanted to try all the options which life was throwing at me. So going back on my decisions or my choices cannot be wrong or should not be judged. So no, he didn't have bipolar.
Okay. Did you have any negative entities like Eric did that were, pestering you, just frustrating your choices and bringing you down?
No, he did battle with depression for some time, but it was not because of any entities. He was
Okay.
just going through normal lows of his life, which is common for every person. Again, he's saying he's stressing on that. He's saying there was no such major issue in my life.
Okay.
I did have issues, and he was taking therapy, but it was a very normal course which someone would adopt to, sort out issues within themselves or in their lives or in their relationships.
Okay. Were you on any kind of medication for depression?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that could have contributed? Because sometimes when you first start taking those, it can, make you lift your depression just enough for you to have the wherewithal to follow up on your suicidal ideation.
No, I'm positive now that I'm in spirit that they were not at all responsible.
Was there any black magic or blackmail involved?
He's smiling and he's saying, I'll make it a little bit simpler for you. And he's saying, yes, there was foul play. Yes, there was. But that's about how much he wants to talk about because he
Okay,
really
I want
doesn't.
to talk about it. So was
He's
that
saying, yes, there
okay?
was.
Did that make you feel like you did not have any other choice?
Yes, he certainly wanted to live more.
Okay, so you felt like there's no other option, right? And then we won't talk about who um, left.
No, he's yes, there was a closed link involved, closed link of his involved, but that's about it.
Okay, you won't give a name, of course. Okay. Um, what happened with the relationship with your own siblings?
I think I was on good terms. I was on good terms except for normal sibling misunderstandings. Otherwise, I was on good terms.
All right, so I don't know what when you're in the limelight, a lot of things get hyperbolized, don't they? Right, and that's probably what's going on with some of these things, right?
He's saying, actually, Eliza, that was my strongest point. That, despite being in the limelight, I was someone who could keep myself grounded to my original reality. So, in
Right.
fact, that this point, and no, I wouldn't think that was it.
No, but I'm saying that, all of a sudden you might have a little, little sibling disagreements, of course, but all of a sudden, oh, his relationship with all of his siblings went south. That is very common when you're in the limelight.
No,
Correct?
that was not the case.
Right. So but that does happen.
Yeah.
Um, did Rhea, did you feel like you were controlled a little bit excessively by Rhea sometimes, like most girlfriends do.
He's saying, let's just say it was not the healthiest relationship.
Okay, all right. What went wrong during the European tour that you somehow returned being sick, which I did not know?
Mhm.
Or did you return being kind of being sick? And I don't know what that means being sick.
He's saying, yes, I did fall sick and it was impossible for me to carry on with the rest of the tour, but that's about it. That's about it. There was nothing.
Physically sick or emotionally, spiritually, mentally? What kind of sick are we talking about? Hmm?
He's saying, at least I was always a very deep thinker. So it was not only the physical sickness, but I was fatigued by by issues at every level in my life. I was a very deep thinker, so I had a lot of deeper questions within my own self, to which I was not getting answers. That what's the meaning of life, and what is the purpose of life, what he actually wants from life, what he should be doing, because there was this emotional complication within him, and also there were issues in his career, and yes, relationship issues also. So he was saying that I was dealing with issues at various levels in my life, within my own self, and all of that sort of combined and made him feel very fatigued about life, and that did affect his work. But all that said, he's saying that I was very much looking forward to my new projects. I was very much looking forward to my new ideas put into action, and I was working towards them.
Mm. And then this no other option thing came up. It's almost like
Yeah,
you have the sand on your back, this big old thing, vase of
yeah,
sand, and then that one last grain, boop, and that's it. Can't carry it anymore.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Um, what person inspired you the most to go into acting?
He's saying there was one of his favorite actors who inspired him, and his father.
Oh,
He
okay.
wanted to make his father proud of him.
But this one person says, "What was it? Your father who wanted you to become an engineer?"
Yeah, but that's why he went for engineering, and he couldn't find himself, he's saying, and that's when he understood that if he does something which he likes, it will make his father proud, and that's when he switched with his father's permission.
Oh, I see. Okay, so your father was very proud of you, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He was. He is. He's saying he is.
let's talk about your relationship with your parents uh, after you went into acting. How was that?
It was smooth. It was good. He lost his mother early on, he's saying, but he did stay in touch with his family, although he became distant because of, because he was busy with his projects and traveling and, all that stuff. But he did enjoy a smooth relationship with his entire family. He did stay in touch, and they loved him a lot.
Oh, was your mother alive when you transitioned into being becoming an
No,
actor?
no, she passed away. She passed away quite early on.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, she knows now.
Yeah,
Eric, Eric, she doesn't have to come here, but can you grab a message from her to her son, her lovely son, and just go, come right back. Don't go away too long. Okay, so
he's saying, "Mom, she's a bit shy, but trust me on this. She was delighted to unite with with her beloved son when
oh,
they met,
okay.
and that's what has kept Sushant going on. That's what has kept Sushant strong, because he missed his mother when he was here."
Oh yeah, you probably grieved very hard with her loss, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite movie? that of yours?
He's saying Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. It's a Hindi movie.
What? Okay, your fans will know. Your fans will
Yeah,
know.
they would know. It's quite a famous one.
Oh, okay. Um, all right. So anyway, your relationship with your father after you became famous, when you were acting, after you really became famous, what was that like?
I had grown distant, but we share a very strong bond, and we whenever we met, it was just like before, no issues at all.
Okay. All right. All right. Did somebody do black magic on you? That keeps coming up in questions.
No, he's saying I know why that question keeps coming up because there are so many theories, floating around his.
Okay.
So
Okay. But no, it was
focus
blackmail pretty much. Okay. Okay. I don't, this is an interesting question. Will all the black money, crime, etc., that is pumped into the film industry stop after your sacrifice? And uh, will there be changes in the industry? I don't know. That's probably going on over here too, not just Bollywood.
on.
There's so much there. It's where there is greed, there's corruption, unfortunately.
He's saying no. It won't affect the money part, but yes, he is expecting some deeper awakening amongst people where Bollywood is concerned.
Okay.
Some unraveling of secrets and some unraveling of stuff which goes on in Bollywood, which is not so good. So he's definitely expecting that much, but it's not so much about the money than the practices involved.
Okay. Along the same lines, was your untimely death, was it a spiritual contract or not?
He's saying, I will make it so now that he's in the
Oh,
spirit. I'll definitely make it so. I will not let it go in vain.
oh, how wonderful. So what will you do? How will you turn that from lemons to lemonade? And I felt
He's
that about you. Of course you're going to do that.
He's saying, I have Eric's love and support. We are very good friends now, he's saying. And he's saying the kind of love and the prayers that I've received, that has inspired him to reach out to so many in the physical. And he wants to create a change just like Eric has been working towards, and making his passing over worthwhile. He's saying, I am planning to do the same, and he has the love and support and encouragement of so many of his fans all over the world. So yeah, he is in the process of understanding how to turn it around and use it to his best advantage to create some awakening amongst his fans in his country and all over the world. So yeah, he's working on that. He's saying, I'll be using all that love and support and encouragement which is going on for me even right now.
That's wonderful. I bought this scalar energy uh, transmitter receiver, and I put somebody's picture, and it's very involved, really involved. How you prepare it and all this stuff. Lots of rules that Eric has in order to save that person's life. And in the process, I've been thinking, why can't I just put a picture of Mother Earth in there with an intent cards? Again, the preparation is enormous. And Eric can set a frequency for me and we can heal Mother Earth. And there is, I can do that. But then I thought, if I could do the same for gang members, and I could do prisoners and blah, 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 and battered women and the homeless and all that stuff. But then I thought, wait, what if I could do that for everyone part of the collective that lives in fear? That's fear. That would include everything, the greedy, the corrupt, etc. And so, yeah, he said he could do that. I had to do all the portal work on them first. That'll take 6 hours. But it'd be, I wonder, Eric, if I could just set up, I have to save a little money, but all these scalar energy machines, like maybe 100 of them, and just all these. He would help me pick out an image of, you know, um, people who live in fear. Because he said that would have to run 24/7 for 2 years. But if I did like several of them, and he picked a frequency, and the
Mom, you
frequency would be
will,
tweaked
he's saying,
little
mom,
by little.
yeah, yeah. But he's saying, you know, with even with that so much of equipment, you'll still not be able to do it alone, because a lot of your energy is also used, and you will still need support, energetic support with few.
Oh, yeah. We could start a big group. Everybody can get one of these things, and we could do it together. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah,
Keep the
so
whole
that
world.
would work. That would work. And he's saying every sitting you need a different intention. That right now you're targeting fear. Right now you're targeting, yeah, you know, any kind of mental issues in the collective. So he's saying you can do it, but do it with a specific intentions, and it will be at different levels. And you would need energetic help and support to, you know, actually
Yeah,
bring about that change. And
yeah,
again, one intention will not need just one sitting.
yeah,
It will need.
yeah, exactly. No, we'd run it 24/7, 24/7 for the mentally ill, 24/7 for the homeless. But I don't know. I'll find out. You want to
He's
ask?
saying yes, it will work, but he's saying it's also that, you know, in the collective, who is open and who is at the vibration to actually receive all the healing and all the higher vibrations.
Oh,
So even that intention and everything will work towards actually determining who is actually being positively affected by those energy vibrations.
doesn't make a difference. It's the 9 monkey rule. You get enough of them, the whole world will heal.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so back, I took y'all on a rabbit hole, so let's get back on track. All right, now here's some interesting questions. Uh, did you have extraterrestrial connections when you were on the earthly plane?
Laughing loudly and he's saying, "Oh, I wished, but I was trying to do that. I was trying to establish it." He was very much interested in astronomy and stuff,
Oh,
he's saying.
cool. Was there any reason? Do you think you had other lives where you were in contact with ETs, or that you did live on other planets? I bet you were a Pleiadian, maybe.
He's saying, I used to get dreams where, you know, I used to see images, and I used to see, you know, forms which I'd never seen on Earth. So that kind of, you know, ticked his excitement, and he started, you know, researching and asking around, and you know, all that stuff. So
So
yeah, he was in
what
with
did
the dream.
exactly did you see that you never saw on Earth?
Some forms, some figures, which,
Oh, okay.
so that kind of intrigued him, and he started researching and stuff, but he never came close to contacting any extraterrestrials. He's saying
Where
he was
where did you see these forms? In
just in the dreams. He never saw it on Earth. Actually, it was just all in his dreams, and that's why he was intrigued.
genes. I thought you said genes. Okay. Okay. Was the government, any government after your life, or any of the discoveries you made?
Yeah, any? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't get it.
any government, any nation's government after you or your discoveries?
No, it's not more of any government or any of my discoveries. It's more of someone who could have benefited from him passing over. It's more
Okay.
in,
Okay. Have you met Disha on the other side?
of course I have, he's saying.
Was Suraj Panchuli involved in your demise?
He's smiling and saying no.
Okay. What was the significance of the name Raj for you? These are all from blog members because I didn't really know you.
He's saying, I just like that name. There's nothing much more to that.
Okay. Do you have any messages for your siblings?
He's saying, yes, I'm glad you asked. He's saying, tell them I love them a lot. and I want them to be at peace and not struggle so much with my passing over, because it has made me unite with my mom, and we both are very happy together, and we both want you to be happy and to be in peace and not struggle so much with my passing over. You know that we would want that, you know that mom would want that too. This is all they want, this is all they wish: peace and happiness in their lives.
Okay. Uh, did you and your mother have issues to work out?
No, not at all, he's
Oh,
saying.
okay.
She loved her a lot.
Okay. Can you walk us through, you know, the day you took your life, and then after you transitioned, your feeling of being lost, and then you meeting Erik? How did you feel? Did you feel like you had nowhere else to go? I mean, just walk through that, because I think your fans really need that for closure.
He's saying, I would love that. I would love my fans to have closure and stop mourning me. Although I would, want them to always remember me with love, remember me through my songs, through the movies that he appeared in, and also not forget that he was a happy guy. He was not someone who was sad and depressed and who would think of taking his life. He wants to be remembered as a happy person, and he would very much love for them to stop mourning them, and just send love and wishes to him, because he's actually at peace in the afterlife. Not that he does not regret being there and serving his fans, entertaining his fans, doing more movies, and celebrating life, because he was passionate about life. But whatever has happened, and he's
Okay.
considered, and
Let's do
he's at,
this then.
yeah.
Was it
So he
was it an impulse? I mean, how much time was it between your decision to you actually taking your life?
He's saying that still remains a controversy if I've taken my own life.
Say
That
that.
still rem- that still remains a controversy if I've taken my life. So he was not planning, and the day his body was discovered, or the day that he passed over, no, he was not under that intention or impression of taking away his life. Yes, he was a little bit under the weather because of his assistant passing over, and he had a lot of issues and complications and confusions within him going on, but no, he didn't plan to take his life. And he's saying once he found himself outside the body, he was so confused to he was so confused to see the body lying in front of him, because he was not expecting it, and it was very shocking for him.
Wait,
And
back up. Was it a matter of hours that you made the decision to you actually taking your life?
no, none of that he's saying.
Well,
He's
how
saying
much
it was,
time?
yeah, it was more of that he was not intending to do it, and neither he was thinking about it. But
Oh, an accident? Kind of like an accident. I don't know how you did it. Was it pills or I
so
don't know.
he's saying, see, understand, there was foul play involved. Okay, so there was foul play involved, but he's not ready and willing to share all the details.
Oh, so it wasn't a suicide?
Not so much, he's saying.
Oh my God! You said you took your life. You took us down a rabbit hole because you're protecting someone, huh? How did you die?
It was
Strangulation,
more of, he's
huh?
saying he's saying, let's just put it that it was more of an accident. See, he is not willing to give the details of his death, because there's so much controversy around him going, and the case is still in the court, and so he
Okay,
does not want to interfere
I,
in the out.
I agree, but I want to know: was it strangulation? Was it pills? What I mean, what was the mode of death? I don't care by whose hands, yours or someone else's. What was it?
It was strangulation and
I got,
some something some physical violence also. He's saying that once he saw himself outside the body, once he saw the body and that he's outside, he couldn't understand that he is dead. and he
Oh,
was trying to figure out why is he seeing himself outside of himself. And later on, he realized that he has passed over, and as soon as he realized that, he sort of started got sucked into a vacuum, into a vacuum, into sort of a dark nothingness where he was completely alone, and he was shocked and scared, and he couldn't understand where he is and what he's supposed to do, what he's meant to do. And then he's also saying that he did worship in a Hindu deity when he was in the body, and he started chanting that deity's name. And that's when he saw light. That's when he saw light after chanting that name, because he was scared.
yeah.
And when he saw his mother and few of his ancestors, and that's where he calmed down and he accepted that he's passed over. And quite briefly after that, he did meet Eric, and then Eric has helped him since.
Oh, I thought you said Eric was the first one you met.
Yeah, but first he was there, but he could only relate with his mother and the ancestors.
Wait, what? So you saw your mother and ancestors first,
Yes.
and then
But
Eric, right?
and then Eric, and he could relate with the mother because he knew the mother from his physical. He didn't knew Eric.
Okay. Well, why did you say that Eric was the first one to greet you?
It meant that he was the first one to help him in the afterlife.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I understand. All right. Wow. We just
It
took a
was more.
rapid turn. Wow. Okay. So this whole thing about you were just protecting against the controversy. I get it. Okay. All right. So will the killers be brought to justice eventually? I mean, there's no time of where you are, so you know if that's going to be true or not.
He's saying I'm not so much hopeful for justice, because there are so many factors still. It depends on so many factors, and I can see many outcomes. But
Yeah,
out of all those outcomes, he's saying I'm not so much hopeful for justice.
I see. Well, doggone. Okay, his parents, your father filed the case against your girlfriend. Is that true?
I think so. I'm not following the news, but must
Okay,
be.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
He's,
did you
yeah.
do you know? Did you probably, since you were there was some physical violence too? Did you recognize who was killing you?
He's saying that would be that would be creating controversy. The answer to that question will create a lot of
Okay, so
mess.
you did, in other words. Okay, you did. He did, right, Eric? Come on, right at him. If you had
He's
said
saying,
no, huh?
Eric is saying, Mom, you need to understand that
Oh,
there
uh,
are many factors to this particular event, and we are hoping for a certain outcome. And
okay, okay.
some of the information might affect the outcome, so we are being a little bit stingy with information here, but we're working towards
Okay.
uh,
I got
giving
to
it.
tell Alexa to shut up. So, y'all, I want first of all for you to talk about what your spiritual mission was. We're going to go to the usual questions I ask everybody, and then y'all be talking amongst yourself. I'll be right back. Okay, spiritual mission time.
He is saying that he was here to enact different roles and experience different realities through these different roles in one particular lifetime. He also had lessons where he wanted to understand what he is and what he wants from life, what will help him recognize and see his soul clearly. So he's saying there was not just one mission. It was more of rediscovering himself, trying to understand the deeper parts of himself. he also said that his major struggle and major lesson was to understand that how important a mother is to a child's well-being, because he missed having a mother, and that sort of shaped his personality and his experience in this lifetime to a greater extent. He is also saying that his confusions were the key to understand himself better and better, and he sort of worked through his confusions to understand himself better and his soul better, so that he could have a wholesome experience in this lifetime. And in addition to that, acting out different roles also helped him understand more of himself, of what he actually is and what he is actually not while he was acting those roles. And he certainly says that I learned that hard work hard work is there is no option, there is no excuse to hard work. He believes and he learned that hard work is very important. And one more thing he sort of believed and worked towards in his life was to fight to make things better in the society. You can fight to make life better, you can fight to make things in the society better. That's what he believed in.
Awesome. All right. So were you here to learn anything?
Yes, he said that his lessons were more towards, understanding his own self through the confusions that he felt within himself.
No. No, of
Also
course.
to learn that how important a mother is to the well-being of a child, because he missed his mother and that affected his personality and experiences.
And I think that must have really had a lot to do with your inner confusion, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He's saying you are right.
Hear that, my kids? You see, I'm more important than you guys think. I'm kidding. They never watch these anyway, so. All right, so you already talked about through the spiritual mission question, what you were here to teach, I suppose, because I didn't hear all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said I was there to teach that anyone could achieve anything if there was hard work, if there was honesty within themselves, and if they were willing to take that risk and rise above the ordinary.
Okay.
I think that,
Okay. Let's see. Can you share another life that you had, future or past, that most influenced your one as Sushant Singh Rajput? Is that right? Yeah.
he's saying I had a life in India itself where he was um, he was a poor boy, and he longed to he was a film buff, he was a Bollywood buff, and he longed to meet his favorite movie stars, and he longed to act in movies, and his whole life centered around his favorite movies and favorite movie stars, and he always had this wish of meeting them or himself acting in the films. But he was from a lower section of society, and he could never come to that. And that's what influenced his this lifetime, where he wanted to fulfill that wish and have that experience which he so much craved in that lifetime. So he's saying that's the only lifetime that influences this one the most, because he felt the need in his soul to come into Bollywood and act.
Well, interesting. All right. What was the biggest insight you have had after you transitioned, after you crossed the veil, so to speak?
He's saying the powerful realization I would say is, I would say that I've had and I continue to realize and soak in, is that there were so many things that he believed while he was in the body, but he didn't have proofs to those things, proofs to those theories of him, that they are actually true. There was no one to tell him that yes, this is true. He just felt it in his being, but he got no confirmations in the physical, no proofs of it in the physical. And when he passed over, and when he saw, oh my God, this is actually true. I believed in this. This is actually true. I believed in this. This is actually true. He got those confirmations and those proofs. So that was very exciting for him, and he had this realization that, you know, whatever you felt whatever you feel within your soul when you're in the body, you have to trust it, because it is the truth. You don't need any proofs and confirmations. If you feel it in your soul, it is the truth. So he's
Oh,
saying that's
intuition is everything. I mean, we are our higher selves. We are connected to our higher selves, and our higher selves are omniscient. All right, can you share something fun that no one else knows about, like boxers or briefs, or you always like to wear two different color socks, or like Marie Callender said, Marie Callender, I always say that, Marie Curie, she had liked to sew a teddy bear in the inside of her big puffy skirt. So what you got for us?
he's saying almost everyone knows lot of my stuff, you know, lot of my personal stuff, because he was always very candid and honest and transparent in his interviews. But he's saying, I'll still dig something up for you. He's saying I have this funny habit of mimicking people, you know, acting the way they talk and the way they carry themselves, and
Oh,
I sort of mix some sense of humor to it. And it was a private personal joke amongst my close friends
okay.
and close friends and family. We used to mimic their voices, the way they talk, the way they walk, and add some humor to it. And
Ah. I'm talking about something like, you don't have to, but like me, I have to get out of the bathroom before the bathtub completely drains. It's like all of a sudden the bathroom floor will turn into hot lava. No, I don't think about that, but it's just like a thing, So anything like that no one knows about. Well, now everybody knows about mine, but well, not everybody.
Eric is coming up with something very weird. He's saying, I'll tell you, mommy used to fart a lot.
That is not true.
Okay.
I,
He
I hold it all in. Nope.
that's that's what Sushant is saying. That's what Sushant is saying, because Sushant is only smiling and he's thinking, what do I give it to her? And Eric pops in and saying, Mom, I'll tell you. He used to fart a lot. No one knows that.
True.
I'll
Me?
ask.
Not me. I can guarantee that. All right, go ahead. Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, any final messages you want to tell anybody, family, friend, any advice, anything you would like to share, Mr. Rajput?
I wish my family be left in peace,
Yes.
and they should not have to go through the details and that entire event of him passing over. And he does not want them to, you know, go through that same event again and again and suffer. They need to let go, they need to grieve completely, mourn him completely, and just come out of it, and not let that whole episode run again and again, you know, in their minds and in their lives. He wants them to move on, to be happy, to be at peace, because he is at peace, he is
Yeah.
happy.
That's
And for his
a big thing.
fans, for his fans, he wishes the same. He's saying, please don't forget me. It's so beautiful to see in the afterlife that my hard work is being appreciated, is being admired, and I'm getting so much of love and so much of appreciation. He says, I know this was always there, but I wish I could have felt it when I was in the physical. It would have inspired and encouraged me more. But nevertheless, he is overwhelmed with the love, and he wants all his fans to remember him with a lot of love, not sadness.
Yeah.
His gets sad, and he gets sad because of that. He also wants his fans to mourn him in the right way, appreciate his art, and, you know, watch his movies and remember him as a happy guy, and not be sad for him. And
Yeah.
he definitely welcomes prayers, because prayers help him a lot to be at peace in the afterlife.
Okay. Everybody send him love and prayers and light. Eric, do you have any questions for him? Or and you, Renuka, do you have any questions for him also?
He's saying, Mom, I have. Let me ask you, dude, why don't you wear a little bit more interesting clothes? Why are you in such dull clothes in the afterlife? Just because you're not IT? they're having they're having having fun of their own. You say, Mom, I have lot many important questions, and one is, why is he wearing such boring clothes in the afterlife? Just because there are no spotlights, no media, and he's not acting does not mean he will look boring. So have a fun convo of their own. Um, my questions were more like yours, Elisa. Like most of them you asked, so
Okay.
I'm good.
So, Renuka, you can get in touch with her, by the way, at channelingspiritworld.com. But tell us about what's coming up.
Um,
I will also put that on my Facebook, all my social media, and on the blog from time to time. I mean, at regular intervals preceding.
Eric wants me to hold a workshop on spirit communication, and he and me, we both will be teaching, communicating with spirits, the protection techniques, the different levels of spirit communication, how to connect with Eric, how to connect with subjective individual spirit guides. That's all we are going to cover in the workshop, and he wants uh, the blog members to come attend, connect with him, learn to connect with him, and learn to connect with the spirit guides. The date is, we are still deciding on the date, you and me. So
Yeah.
we'll be posting very soon.
Okay. Is Sushant going to be part of it too, or are we? I can't remember.
He's saying, I'll be there. I'll be there if I'm welcomed.
Okay. Well, that's up to you. Okay. Thank you, Sushant, for graciously attending this interview, and I'm so glad you got a voice.
He's saying, Eliza,
Huh?
yeah, he has a message for you. He's saying, Eliza, you have a wonderful son. And
Okay.
I'm so glad to have met him. And I'm so glad to be here today talking to you and, addressing my friends and my friends, my fans and my family. I'm very thankful. And I'm also very thankful for your son.
Thank you. All right. Love you guys. Love you, Renuka. Until later, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye.